This broken door, it's just minor compared to everything that happened inside. The Limestone Correctional Facility is one of the newest prisons in all of Alabama, but even it's almost 40 years old. Pretty much every single one of us drives by this iconic rocket at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center at least once a week. The wind is really picking up. You can see it's trying to take my umbrella with it. In my kitchen, looking at my laptop all day, it really doesn't compare to that in-person, in the classroom education. As you can see, still an active investigation here at Quail Creek Resort and Campground in Huntsville. What we do know right now is one person is dead after suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Well, I think the better question is what isn't going on behind here, Dan? You can see spiders, ghosts, goblins. There's even a black cat in the corner, but I will say I am the only leopard print cat in this entire yard. 30th annual Ardmore Police and Fire Rodeo. People coming out here not only to enjoy a good old country time, but more importantly, to support the vital first responders. You can see right there, that's the Space and Rocket Center. So basically within walking distance, that's where it happened. As we cross state borders into Kentucky, you definitely notice the damage that was done by all of those historic floods. And right now I'm at the Hazard Village Church of Christ, and I want to bring in someone who's actually been here on the ground helping people for the past couple of days now. This is Cody Michael with the Decatur Church of Christ. He's the group that we've been following who left with 2 trailers earlier today. Cody, tell me about what you've seen so far in your past couple of days here.
What was it like inside that courtroom?
Well, today was more of an informational day for the jurors, a chance for both the prosecution and defense to paint a broad picture of what they're really going to uncover during the next couple weeks of this case. I drove almost 60 miles today just to buy these 5 scratch-off lottery tickets. 30 miles up to Ardmore, Tennessee, and 30 miles back here to Huntsville. And I know what you're thinking, but no, none of these 5 tickets had any lucky numbers on them. But if Alabama passes either of the 2 bills in either the House or the Senate, I could be buying a lucky ticket right here in Alabama. And the Alabamans I spoke to, they are eagerly looking at either of these 2 bills to pass.
See, the fun of it is scratching them off. It's so exciting.
Only $2 for a chance to win millions.
Oh, I've got a winner here. Oh, big winner. Let's see how much it is. $1.
Most people don't win big, but it doesn't stop them from coming.
I come every week or so.
Probably 2 times a month.
About once a month.
All of them driving up State Route 53. Crossing state borders to get to Ardmore, Tennessee.
I waste a lot of gas, money, and time coming up here.
Alabama's been giving up millions of dollars for a number of years.
But that could be coming to an end if either of these bills pass the House or Senate. The Senate bill would allow for a lottery system, gambling, and casinos, while the House bill would only allow for paper-based lottery games, and proceeds would go towards education and scholarship programs throughout the state.
That could be going back into our systems, school systems.
If Alabama started doing a lottery system, would you?
I would go to Alabama. I would.
Alabamians want to spend their money in their own state, but until Alabama allows for it, they'll keep crossing state borders in hopes of finding that one lucky ticket.
See, my theory is if you don't have a ticket for the lottery, you can't win.
Both the House bill and the Senate bill have passed through their committees and are now on the full floor for discussion. The only problem is time is ticking in the legislative session, and there are only 7 days left for either of these bills to pass. Reporting live in Huntsville, Nicole Zedeck, Way 31 News. Most residents who live up and down Zert Road, they're pretty used to hearing loud explosions from Redstone Arsenal, which is just a few miles away from here. But this week, it's been more than a loud boom, and some homeowners say it's quite literally shaking the ceiling off of their roof.
The last 2 weeks, every day, about 2-3 times a day, there's a large explosion.
What looks like a quiet, peaceful neighborhood in Madison is being torn apart.
It shakes the whole house and the whole neighborhood.
And another one just rocked the house.
All from activity a few miles away on Redstone Arsenal.
Being close to the arsenal, I guess you're used to the blasts.
But in his 2 years living here, Mike has never experienced damage like this. An explosion shook the soffit off his roof, the installation still lining his doorway. A common theme throughout the neighborhood.
Well, at first I thought, like I said, it was some animal or something that damaged it, but when I looked at Facebook and I noticed that all my neighbors were having the same issues.
Facebook posts from Madison to Morgan County, all asking the same question. What was that explosion?
I've never had any damage to the house or anything like that. This is the first time.
The Army Redstone Test Center released a statement saying it has been conducting routine operations this week. It says, quote, anytime noise levels are exceptionally elevated during operations, we work with our Redstone Arsenal partners to notify the community. The operations this week have been routine in regard to noise level. Some residents say they didn't even get a heads up.
Lately, we haven't gotten any notification.
As far as the damages,
They just said, yeah, I'll send you the form, file the complaint, did a repair estimate, and it's going to be a slow process.
Redstone says it could take a while.
I can't wait for eventually, this is my house. I got to make sure there's nothing wrong with it.
We're just small homeowners that live by a military base, and it's unfortunate, but hopefully they do rectify the issue.
In Madison, Nicole Zedeck, WAY 31 News. That's right, Dan, and this is the first school in the entire school system to have any type of machine like this. And it's much more than just candy bars and a bag of chips. Now, students can get an entire book from a vending machine, which is causing a lot of buzz around reading.
I knew that it was something that would generate excitement about reading. I knew the kids would just get really fired up about it.
A new adventure behind every page.
I like the exciting parts in the books.
Getting students like Ava and Donovan eager to open a new chapter. Do you think you're going to be reading more now that you have this machine?
Yeah.
That's the goal, at least.
Anytime you get kids excited to read, the volume of reading is going to go up. They're going to become a better reader, and they're going to just become a better lifelong learner altogether.
Students earn a gold token when they review books and complete other extra assignments. Those tokens are turned in here in exchange for a book they can keep.
This adds to their own personal library at home.
Incentivizing students to read, which could boost the school system's reading proficiency. 86% of Madison County Schools' third graders are reading at grade level, according to recent Alabama Comprehensive Assessment Program test scores from the State Department of Education. That's 8% higher than the statewide average, setting these students up for success.
Reading is the key. So if they're good readers, that's going to help them across the board in school and in life as well.
The library and media specialist Susan Winters hopes that more people will now be coming to the library and maybe even checking out some different genres. You can't be a lifelong reader if you don't start at a young age, so she hopes this will incentivize new bookworms for years to come. Reporting live in Madison County, Nicole Zedeck, WAY 31 News. The mother immediately called the Madison County Sheriff's Office and Animal Control. And officers, they showed up and they wrote a pretty detailed report citing some really graphic images that they saw firsthand. But that was exactly 1 week ago. And when I went out to the property earlier today, those dogs are in the exact same neglectful situation.
This last time when Bryce went out there, he found what he found, and that's heartbreaking for me to know that my 8-year-old child saw that.
These beautiful woods and shaded ponds are all part of Brittany Emmons' property, all the way back to these kennels, which are technically on her land.
If I just call and said, hey, there's a bunch of pits chained and caged on my property, like nobody cares. But the day that we found the dead ones, now it's a game changer.
It was her 8-year-old son, Bryce, who found the dogs last Friday.
Just really sad.
Brittany immediately called the sheriff's office and animal control. Animal control found 12 chained and caged pit bulls, multiple malnourished dogs, and 3 dead dogs that appear to have passed more than 2 weeks ago, according to the sheriff's report. The report goes on to say in between 2 of the cages is a burn pile containing multiple bones from other canines.
Now, I'm scared when he comes out here by himself to ride dirt bikes and to go fishing by himself or with his little buddies. What's going to happen next?
That was 1 week ago, and Brittany says animal control has yet to pick up any of the dogs.
Something's going to be done, but is it going to happen tomorrow? Is it going to happen in a month from now? How long do these babies have to sit over there?
Her son fighting for change alongside her.
Since I saw that, I'm like, let's go forward. Let's keep on going.
When you see people fighting for better animal laws, this is why. Like, we're really not trying to do anything to hurt any agriculture business or anything like that. We're simply just trying to give an animal what he deserves, which is food, water, and shelter.
The sheriff's report says that the homeowner, Joseph Sanchez, wasn't home during the incident, but it said that investigators were going to follow up with him regarding the welfare of his dogs. Now, I reached out to the Madison County Sheriff's Office to see if anyone actually had reached out to him and followed up during this week, but I haven't heard any word from them. Reporting live in Madison County, Nicole Zedeck, WAY 31 News.